Okay, we are live.
There we go.
All right, welcome to the Oakland Mayor and Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, November 24th. Roll call. Michael?
Councilman Bialy.
Here.
Councilman Knapp.
Here.
Councilman Kamala.
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Here.
Councilman Talamini.
Here.
Councilman Van Eck.
Here.
Mayor Schwager.
Here. This meeting announcement, well, as you know, we dispense with the salute to the flag since we are not all together and we are in virtual. Meeting announcement. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, submitted to the newspaper and advertised more than 48 hours in advance of the meeting, and notice posted in the municipal building and on the borough website, and we are following all the guidelines from the state for virtual meetings. And my mayor's report is basically just look at the old Stream House location. The dismantling process is just about moving along right on track. And they promised us a Christmas gift of it going down, being dismantled. And then I'm sure Councilman Bialy will be working with both the Historic Society and the group of people to start figuring out what we can do there. As you know, the dream has been to put a small museum there for the school children to visit, as this was once, for a very short time, this was the county seat during the war. The Revolutionary War, that is, if you were confused about which war, when they burned down Hackensack. I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. As you see, it's Tuesday night. Thanksgiving is this week. I hope everybody stays safe, stays well, follows the CDC guidelines. I know it's very difficult. A lot of us will not be with our family and our loved ones. It will be a very quiet year, but for a short time, we sacrifice so that it gets better in the long run. But please don't be complacent. The weather is getting cold. It's supposed to be nasty over the next few days, heavy rains. Just don't be complacent. Follow the guidelines, stay safe, stay well, and a very happy Thanksgiving. And with that, and hopefully, before we know it, 2020, the year 2020 will be behind us, and we can all look back and say, we survived. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Michael?
Okay, if you're a member of the public and you wish to provide public comment, please click the raise your hand icon. You will be unmuted and acknowledged. Thank you. Again, raise your hand icon.
I can't find the raise your hand icon.
Mayor
Well,
Jerri
Jerri, so
Angermueller.
just give your name and address.
Okay, Jerri Angermueller, and I put here, 24 Lakeview Terrace. So I have a question. So I was recently, I have a neighbor who's been in and out of the nursing home, and he's been having trouble paying his property taxes. So I went into the tax office to try to get him some assistance, to get some information from the tax collector. And Deborah gave me a printout. I said, could you tell me what he would pay if he had to pay by the 13th of November after the last day to pay taxes?
Assets and a monthly stipend.
And so she gave me a sheet, and it included interest and also cost of tax sale, which I had my tax certification years ago, and I know tax law, and I was very surprised. I said, "Oh, but that's not 4 weeks before the tax sale. That's 5 weeks before the tax sale. Why would he be charged cost of sale?" And I think this is an issue, a situation that many people in town have had an issue with, that they're being charged for a service, cost of tax sale, which when they're not included in the tax sale. I know the tax sale list just came out. It's quite long. It's like over 200 people just was advertised. But I'm just wondering why. I know Ellen Amarino never would charge somebody before the 4-week period before the tax sale. She would not charge people for a cost of sale when it's against state statutes to do so. So I'd like to bring this up so this can be investigated, and I may contact the state and see just, if this is something that is allowed, or if it's something that the tax collector should be made aware of and asked to discontinue this, once the tax sale advertising starts, it makes sense that there's a cost of sale, but
Thank you,
prior to
Jerry.
that,
David Young is our CFO, and he will discuss it later. No. Who's next, Michael?
Again, raise your hand icon. Thank you. Mayor, I see no one further at this time.
Motion.
All right, motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, October 28th, 2020.
Wait a minute.
What'd I do?
Somebody's yelling.
What'd I do?
No.
There was a Charles Boyle who said, "Wait a minute."
Yes, this.
Excuse me?
Michael, what's going
He's
on?
muted. You can proceed.
We had it open. Did we have the motion and a second and all in favor? Did we do that?
Yes.
All right, so whoever just yelled, wait a minute, we will be open again at the end of the meeting. Okay, approval of the minutes, October 28th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Eck.
Yes.
We have minutes from November 9th, 2020. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Eck.
Yes.
And then there's an issue with the executive meeting, because wasn't that the meeting that on October 28th, unless I'm confused, Councilman Talamini, wasn't that the meeting you started for me?
Yes, I think it was, yes.
So I was not at the executive meeting, so I'll have to tell Lisa, she has me as present during the executive meeting. So with that, I'll make that change. Are there any other changes? If not, motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Eck.
Yes.
So, Michael, will you make a note for Lisa, please?
I did, yes.
Thank you. We have, this is exciting. We have somebody who wants to join the Public Events Committee, and it's Pam Wasserman. And we have her citizen leadership form. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So, Pam Wasserman, thank you. Please contact Borough Hall tomorrow or soon thereafter. Well, not Thursday, we're closed, and Friday. But contact Borough Hall, speak to Lisa, our borough clerk, and she'll tell you what to do from there on. And Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
you will make sure that Chopper has her information?
Correct. I will.
Thank you. Okay, resolutions. We'll put them as a consent agenda unless you want any pulled out. The first one is 2289 to reject the bid for the Van Allen House interior renovation project. The bid amount exceeded the amount available, and this was on November 10th. And so the borough administrator and the borough's historic preservation specialist have recommended that the bid be rejected. 2290 is the authorized refund of recreation fees. The Mystery Family, $68 for rec T-ball. Vigilant Family, I apologize if I mispronounce, $78 for softball. And the Patel Family for $70 rec basketball. Resolution 2291, authorize the refund of taxes due to the 2020 County Tax Board appeal. There are a lot of names. I'll just quickly read off the names. These are all the residents who appealed with their taxes and now are due refunds. DeZuli, $2,450.18. Gaber, $9,566.81. Shopelin, $2,513.16. Gordon, $2,267.24. Share, $899.70. Surineni, $2,717.09. Weena, $1,796.40. Ferguson, $1,676.44. From, $2,249.25. Dakar, $2,699.10. Cruz, $4,531.49. Zubchak Living Trust, $947.68. Perkel, $1,658.45. Rose, $4,498.26. Jasorian, $2,108.30. Maniaci, $767.74. Maniaci, $449.85. Nadzen, $2,225.26. Morano, $2,699.10. Lidecker, $812.73. Lidecker, $1,937.35. Felici, $959.68. Halem, $995.67. 100 Bauer Drive, LLC, $20,894.03. Ashkar, $1,913.36. Havens, $1,028.66. Ticcio, $1,709.43. Cuomo, $1,832.39. Caminiti, $2,291.24. Singh, $515.83. U.S. Bank Trust, $959.68. U, $653.78. Spinella, $1,592.47. Phobes, $2,177.27. Jackson and Furman, $3,079.97. Hurley, $1,262.58. Cates, $1,355.55. McKenna, $1,037.65. Resolution 2292. This is to authorize Boswell Engineering Rampo Valley Road Sidewalk Project. This is to install new public sidewalk along the west side of Rampo Valley Road. This is for engineering services, the first segment of the project from Navajo Way to Thunderbird Drive. The amount not to exceed $93,800, broken down as Task 3. Right-of-way easement, acquisition maps, $4,800. Task 4, geotechnical evaluation, design retaining walls, $21,000. Task 5, final construction plans, specifications estimate, $20,500. Construction management, $47,500. Resolution 2293, authorized surplus property auction. Surplus property to be sold, a 2003 Crown Victoria, 2004 Ford F-250 pickup and Western plow, 2001 Ford 250 pickup and Western plow, and a 1990 Case 621 front end loader, and a Dynapack smooth drum roller model CG15. Resolution 2294 to authorize seasonal snowplow employees at the current rate of $31 per hour, and we have to start preparing for snow. Giuseppe Caparelli, Brian Morrisroe, Jeffrey Pereira, Zachary Surgeon, and Trevor White. 2296 is amended temporary outdoor dining, and this amends Resolution 2214, which was adopted. And it's regarding how many sides of the tent remain open while people are dining. Section 9E is to be amended as follows. An awning or umbrellas may be utilized within an outdoor restaurant area. Tents shall be permitted, provided that a minimum of 2 sides are completely open while people are dining. And is there any you wish to pull out?
Mayor, can you pull out 296?
The outdoor dining.
Yes.
And also 291,
291 is
the tax refunds.
refunds. Okay. Anybody else? All right, but the other than 291 and 296, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy,
Yes.
Councilman Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Kamala,
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
Councilman Talamini,
Yes.
Councilman Van Eck.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to 291. Who put, that was Talamini, 291?
Yes. I have a family member on the list. I just, I want to abstain on it.
Okay. Anybody else? Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2291 to authorize refund of taxes due to 2020 County Tax Board Appeals?
So moved.
So moved.
Roll call.
Second.
Roll call. Thank you.
Councilman Bialy,
Yes.
Councilman Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Kamala, Councilman Kamala,
I'm sorry, yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
Councilman Talamini,
Abstain.
Councilman Van Eck.
Yes.
Okay, Resolution 2296, amend temporary outdoor dining.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I guess I wasn't here when you guys originally passed the original resolution concerning outdoor dining, and now it's going down to 2 sides having to be up. And I guess I'm confused, and maybe the attorney or somebody can explain to us if there's executive orders, if they override everything that we're doing, why are we involved with amending an ordinance that was passed in the back? So,
It was confusing. If it wasn't ambiguous, that was the problem, Brian?
The initial orders did not necessarily authorize outdoor dining. It permitted outdoor dining subject to the requirements of the municipality. So, for example, most of these facilities are in parking areas. If you did not have a resolution, then each particular property owner would have to go to the planning board or zoning board for an approval. The governing body at the time that the executive order was issued for the initial outdoor dining decided to do a resolution to set forth the parameters to regulate outdoor dining in the municipality. It is something that was done by the municipality. It did not have to be done. It was an accommodation to the restaurants and recognition to the executive order. The change that you see here is to conform to the recent executive order requirements that have come out regarding the barriers that are put up in terms of sides of tents for outdoor dining. But these are basic municipal regulations that are hopeful to manage the use, noise, parking, and safety for the restaurant and the patrons.
I guess my concern is the fact that, so it was 3 sides originally and now it's becoming 2. Is that my understanding of this?
That's right. It's inconsistent with the executive order, which is 2 sides.
Okay.
That's,
So I guess
that's the only change.
So my question to you then is, if it was 3 sides before, and if the executive order came down and said we're going to now make it 2, doesn't that supersede anything that we're doing here?
Yes, it does, but our resolution should be consistent. And my concern is that executive orders were specifically drafted in the past that superseded any county or municipal action, and now it seems to be kicking it back to the municipality. So we might as well be as careful as we can be.
So I guess my question is, we're really getting to cold weather right now, and now we went from 3 sides to two sides, I mean, this is going to decimate these businesses. I mean, I'm not comfortable with this, and I'm sure they only got a couple weeks left before the governor shuts them down anyway. This is
going the other way, Eric. We were forcing them to have 3 sides up. Now we're only forcing them to have 2 sides up.
so you're making it more difficult for the business owner.
We're making it easier.
Easier.
We're allowing 2 sides
Oh,
down.
in other words, there's no wall there. There's no tent wall on 3
Okay, so
sides.
there's only
We're making it 2 sides only.
There used to be 1 wall down and 3 open. That was the
Okay.
requirement. Now it's 2.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you. Like I said, I wasn't here for when the original resolution
Okay.
was passed. Thank
Is there
you.
a motion? You want to make a motion, Eric? Anybody want to make a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy,
Yes.
Councilman Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Kamala,
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
Councilman Talamini,
Just as, again, I just want to remind the restaurant owners, please, we're all on your side, but these ordinances and rules are in effect for everyone's safety. So please follow them. We don't want to have to be causing you any more difficulty than you have. But if when it comes to public safety, we're going to. So please follow the rules, because as quickly as we give it to you, we can take it back. So, but yes.
Councilman Van Eck,
Yes.
Okay, we have an introduction of bond ordinance 20 bond 817 to authorize the undertaking of the construction phase of the decommissioning and conversion of various sanitary sewer treatment plants to pump stations and the construction of force mains to connect to the Northwest Bergen County Utilities Authority treatment system in, by, and for the sewer utility of the Borough of Oakland in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $5,500,000 to pay the cost thereof, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bonds, anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. This is the introduction. Is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy,
Yes.
Councilman Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Kamala,
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
Councilman Talamini,
Yes.
Councilman Van Eck,
Yes.
Final hearing is when?
December 9th.
December 9th.
Now, Resolution 2295 is introduced, now past the first reading, that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on the 9th day of December 2020 at 7:30 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached. Your motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy,
Yes.
Councilman Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Kamala,
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
Councilman Talamini,
Yes.
Councilman Van Eck,
Yes.
This is ordinance number 20, code 813. This is the salary ordinance amendment. And we went back and forth on a lot, and we discussed this in depth many, many times. And so here it is now. At this time, I will entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
Did someone second it?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Michael, we have to open to the public.
If you're a member,
Just on this ordinance.
if you're a member of the public and you wish to provide public comment on this ordinance only, please click the raise your hand icon. Mayor, I see someone that is on a mobile device. No name is listed and they wish to speak.
All right, we need your name and your address.
Yes, Martin Bruback at 45 Academy Circle.
We can't hear him, Mayor.
Cannot hear him.
Is anybody, I can't hear it.
The
Mayor,
connection,
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Hear me now, please? You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm Martin Rubeck at 45 Academy Circle. I've been a sewer user.
This is only on the ordinance for, the, salary ordinance. That's the only, that's what this is about. You can talk later during the open comment. This is only for the salary ordinance.
Mayor, I see no one further.
All right, motion to close to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so motion for ordinance 20, code 813 to amend the annual salary ordinance. Motion,
So moved.
Second.
roll call.
Mayor, just.
Yes, I'm sorry. Oh, I went too
sorry,
fast.
Yeah, on paragraph 4 of the thing, it's page 105, if that helps.
Paragraph 4.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Departments of Public Works and Maintenance.
yes, it has custodian listed from 38,000 to negative 53. I think we have to change that.
Yeah, we'll change that in the final one. Thank you, Russell.
Oh, you know what? I need to see the minus.
Yeah.
You have good eyes, and I'm wearing glasses.
They have to pay us to work for us.
Yes.
Wow. Good eyes. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, vote roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
I have to abstain.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Eck.
Yes.
All right, work session items. The first one is the 2021
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
meeting schedule.
Yeah, so it may seem a little early, since we're not quite at Thanksgiving yet, to be talking about next year's council meeting schedule, but we do have the borough calendar that's going to be going to print in several weeks, and we need to kind of get that sorted out so we can include it on the calendar. So Lisa prepared it.
Right. There is one date that I told Lisa about.
Okay, what date's that?
Richard, I don't know if Richard, on September 8th is the second day of Rosh Hashanah, and not all Jews celebrate 2 days, but conservative Orthodox Jews celebrate and observe 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. So I'm asking that date be changed. That's the Jewish New Year.
That's September 8th? Okay.
Yes.
What about September?
And the problem is because that's a Wednesday, so it'll affect Tuesday night and Monday night. So it cannot be that week unless it's the 9th, which is, I think, planning board. I think it's a planning board.
Well, we do have 5 Wednesdays that month. We could potentially move it to the 15th and the 29th without issue to the rest of the schedule.
I don't know when is Yom Kippur? Yom Kippur, that's the night before Yom Kippur, the 15th. Sorry, September's a tough month for the Jewish holidays. It's the holiest month of the Jewish calendar.
Well, how about the 14th? September 14th,
We could do the 14th.
and then the 29th.
We could do September 14th if everybody's agreeable.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we get right back on schedule for October at the 2nd and the 4th.
Thank you, everyone. I
That
appreciate it.
works. And the only other thing, so that we don't have to, kind of change like we did last year or this year with grant suggestion, next year, the last meeting would be on the 22nd. Christmas is, on that Saturday. I don't know if everybody's comfortable with the 22nd or if you'd also like to back that up a day or two, but I figured
I was looking
about that now.
Yeah, Rich, I was looking at that too. Since we have the way that the Wednesdays fall, we have a meeting on, November. So it'd be tough to bump it up 2 weeks, like December 1st and 15th, because it would just be back to back. That wouldn't make sense. But if we could back up the 22nd, that would be great.
Well, the same thing we could do.
The 22nd is a Wednesday. You want to make it that Monday?
That would be
Like
great.
we're doing it this year?
Monday would be good.
Monday the 20th?
Let's hope we're back all having Christmas parties and gathering with our families next year at this time.
Okay, so that would be, Michael, you'll make a note?
Yep,
So in December, we're moving it to the 8th and the 20th. And in September, it'll be the 14th and the 22nd.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey.
The next item is engineering proposal, the Skyview Holbrook Collection System.
Right, so this is to keep this project moving forward. That project being the I&I relining project for the Skyview Highbrook collection system. We just authorized the funding at the last meeting or recently, and now Boswell submitted a proposal to do the engineering work, which involves data collection, design, construction management, and inspection for a total not to exceed price of $45,000 for the project. So just open it up to any questions that you have. John's here. You may be able to answer them. I expect he would be. So we're looking for direction to get that on the next council meeting for a resolution of award.
Question, Rich, how soon are you looking to actually start this project?
We're looking to be out to bid, relatively early next year, pretty much as quickly as we can go through this process. John, I think had indicated they need about 40 days from, contract issuance or so. We would move right there into the bid phase. So that puts you sometime February or so, conduct the bid phase, bid opening, and move right to award. So, sometime late winter or so, something like that. We'd like to get the project awarded and then start the work right away.
Okay. The next item is the 2021 Community Garden Membership Fee. This is very exciting. That's, as you all know, the Green Team received a $20,000 grant from Sustainable Jersey for the installation of the community garden. And Councilman Pignatelli from the Green, do you want to talk about this from the Green Team? The community garden?
Yeah, unfortunately, this year we missed the growing season, the planting and growing season, but we will do that next year. It's going to be on a first come, first served basis, and we hope to be full quickly. So if you want a space at the community garden, I would suggest you apply early.
So it's from April 1st to November 31st.
Mm-hmm.
The fee will be $50. And
Right.
where did they get the applications or the registration forms?
I'm sure sorry, go ahead, Michael.
It'll be announced shortly. I would say within a month.
Okay, and they'll get all the rules and regulations of the community garden and what can be grown and what cannot be grown and et cetera. Okay, sounds good. Look forward to seeing it. The next item.
Mayor, one more thing. There are seeds available at the library.
Ah, great.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, the next item is the rec fee schedule amendment.
Yeah, just a couple of small changes there. One fee is going up by $5 in basketball. Another fee is actually dropping by 20. And as Recreation has done in the last several years, they're actually trying to expand the number of program offerings even further. So there's 2 new travel softball programs and a lacrosse program as well that's being proposed. So those fees would be added to the schedule.
Great, thank you. So does anybody have any new business?
Oh, yeah.
Old business? Council reports,
Mayor,
who wants to be the first?
Mayor, we had a resident ask about the tax appeals, the tax sales. Do we want David to say something about it?
Well, that's why I'm doing committee reports. You want to be, I didn't know if you want to be first or last, David.
Okay.
All right, you can go now.
Do you want to do it now? This is the committee
Certainly.
reports.
Yeah.
Certainly, Mayor. Regarding the cost of sales and fees for a tax sale, NJSA 54-5-38 is very specific. For an accelerated tax sale, we can begin charging fees 11/11 as soon as the grace period is over. For a standard tax sale, which we don't do, you actually have 50 days in advance of the tax sale, not 4 weeks, as stated by the resident. So we are fully in compliance with state statute.
And do you want to explain what the tax sale is for the residents? Since it was
Certainly.
brought up in the public portion.
Certainly, Mayor. When we're talking about a tax sale, what we're actually doing is we're selling the taxes that are due the municipality. Lien holders can purchase those taxes. They pay that revenue immediately to the borough. So we have all the revenues that we need to have collected so that we can pay, the county and the schools what we owe them from taxes. Having the accelerated tax sale reduces our requirement for the reserve for uncollected taxes. It's much smaller because we collect at a much higher rate due to the tax sale being in the current year. The tax sale is just a sale of the taxes. Again, there's not much of a difference between an accelerated and a regular. The lien holder can't do anything for 2 years. So the taxpayer still has sufficient time to be able to pay and make their taxes whole. If it's not sold to the lien holder, they would still be paying the same interest to the borough that they would be paying to the lien holder. So that's kind of a high level what the tax sale accelerated does for the borough.
Thank you. So now we'll go right into Councilman Talamini, finance.
All right.
I just think of you as finance, so you're really sorry.
Okay, so finance, I just was informed today that we received a AAA rating again, so that'll help with our borrowing money. It's just all the hard work that goes into doing our finances here at Oakland, and I'm very proud of what David and Rich and the rest of the staff does. They do a great job, and the fact that we have a AAA rating shows it. And just thank you, Dave and Rich and everyone.
Thank you, Russ.
Thank you, Russ.
And then the library is open and ready to go. I wasn't able to attend that meeting. Somebody saying something? No. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting, but you could still borrow books. You could still go there in person. You could go there online. It's a wonderful resource that we have. Please use the library. And then the schools are open, and then they're closed, and then they're open, and then they're closed. It depends on different COVID cases, but they're doing the best that they can. Locally, the schools, they haven't been closed. They've been going but a little hybrid and but they haven't closed totally. The high school is closed totally for certain weeks and gone back. But they're moving into Thanksgiving, and hopefully everyone has a safe and healthy Thanksgiving and does what they're supposed to, follows their rules. And we know you want to see your grandkids. We know you want to see your grandparents. But it's Thanksgiving. We'll just have to do it virtually via Zoom, as annoying as it is. But that's what we got. And I wore my tie. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and be safe.
Thank you. We're going to go in reverse order that usually for the roll call. So we'll do Councilman Van Eck.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Shade Tree Commission is meeting on December 7th, 7:30. Thank you for updating the website, by the way. Mentioned that last meeting. We're going to review the ordinance that we're working on, and right now we have 2 RFQs out, one for new trees and the other for pruning and removals. That's due on the 6th, and that is money to be spent in the 2020 budget. So the removal bid will be done and posted soon. The Oakland Recreation Commission had to reschedule the meeting. It's supposed to be last night, and they're meeting tonight. So I'm still trying to figure out how to be 2 places at the same time. Even with Zoom, I don't seem to be able to work out being at 2 places at once. So hopefully they're having a good meeting right now. That's just an amazing group of people. And I really just want to stress to everybody out there how incredible the job that our volunteers and our rec commission has done. We are the only town that I am aware of. Find me another town, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm the only town running all of our programs. That is amazing, Oakland. It is incredible. And we did run into a little hiccup with basketball, but we will be back on the courts and in the gyms on January 11th. And I'd like to announce the dates for summer camp, and that will be June 28th to August 6th. So that is the Recreation Commission. Hopefully they're having a great meeting right now.
Does that mean we're skipping the snow?
We'll see. Who knows?
That would be nice.
Okay.
That would be good.
That's great.
The planning board met and approved the Oakland Diner application subject to memorialization of resolution. That'll happen on, we'll be dealing, that'll come up at the December 10th meeting. And there will be a minor residential subdivision hearing at that meeting as well. That is December 10th. The Oakland Communications Commission, always looking for volunteers. We've got a lot of talent out there in Oakland, and I know you're watching and you're interested in joining. So please email me at vanek@oakland-nj.org so you can become part of an exciting team, or dynamic team, trying to communicate to our community in new and dynamic ways. So we are currently installing equipment in the control room. So hopefully by January will be completed, or February will be completed. So there'll be more information coming out on that, but it's right around the corner, which is exciting. The Oakland TV is planning to incorporate local music. I mentioned this last time as well. So the background, that sound, the ambient sound, and our bulletin board, that slideshow, which will also be now streaming, will be hopefully local music, and that's for copyright reasons. And we want to highlight our local artists and musicians. So if you have original music that you would like to be played and broadcast on the Oakland TV channel, please contact me at vanek@oakland-nj.org. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for local musicians to have their original compositions broadcast. Our next meeting is January 11th at 7:30. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Kowal, do you have anything?
Yeah, actually I do, Mayor. I just want to, one thing, I just want to make a quick observation. I had an opportunity to go down to Great Oak Park. I have to tell you, if you haven't had a chance, it's absolutely spectacular with the paving that was done. I mean, Ryan's Dog Park, I mean, they've got everything leveled out. It's just, it's really, after all these years, it looks great. And with all the hard work and the volunteers, I was so surprised when I went down there for a bike ride.
And this summer, we should start with the band shell and concerts. That's going to be really exciting.
It truly is. I couldn't envision it till I went down there, but now it's
unbelievable.
It's unbelievably and just great. I just
even I can drive now with my little car on the paved road.
So I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and stay safe and healthy. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Knapp.
Okay.
We're doing reverse order.
That's fine. So from the police chief, his residence message for this meeting.
I missed somebody. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You'll get back to Pat.
I'm sorry, Pat.
I don't have the stats for the police anyway. So with the rise in COVID-19 cases in Oakland and throughout Bergen County, the Oakland Police Department urges all residents to please continue to follow New Jersey executive orders and CDC guidance. A COVID-19 vaccine will hopefully be available shortly. Therefore, if everyone can just hold out for a while longer and continue complying with the COVID-19 rules, it would be greatly appreciated. A vaccine will not mean we can return to pre-COVID-19 lives right away, but it will greatly help in protecting the most vulnerable populations from contracting the virus, and a significant step towards the new norm in New Jersey and the United States. The Oakland Police Department would also like to wish all residents a happy and safe Thanksgiving. From the First Aid Squad, this month I got their report and did not get the Fire Department report, so they seem to be alternating. For the month of October, 48 calls of service for 96 hours. On duty, 900 volunteer hours standing by for somebody needing an ambulance. Year to date, 479 calls, which is very, very light for their numbers. They typically run about 900 a year for 958 hours. So total, 481 events for 10,299 volunteered hours to the borough. So kudos to them. And my other report would be Great Oak Park. You guys kind of just touched on it. The paving of the parking lot and the entry road behind Portobello's is complete. Parking lot is striped. Eric's 100% right. It looks great. The dog park, the work has ceased pretty much for this year, but it has advanced. 3-4 months ago, you walked through there, it was like a jungle. Now all of a sudden it's organized. You can make sense of what's happening. And like the mayor said, the band shell is now in the engineering phase, so that should be coming out and constructed come spring. So good progress. And that's my report. Thank you.
And we'll go back to Councilman Pignatelli because I skipped over him. I'm sorry. He left?
He left. Yeah, I just clicked on the wrong button. This evening, the Green Team is having a meeting. So like Councilman Van Eck, I can't be in two places at once, but they are having their meeting this evening. And the Board of Health did have a meeting. We redid the October meeting. And we did review the chicken ordinance. And the recommendations were to make changes. Some items were omitted, some were amended, some were taken out completely. So the process is this will go back to the Borough Council. And unfortunately, the time limit will be extended because it has to go back to the Planning Board because it will amend the land use ordinance and then come back again to the Borough Council. So the process is in motion, and it'll probably take at least another couple of months. But I want to assure everyone that before anything is finalized, the council will have a public hearing on it. So everyone will have an opportunity to comment on the final version of the ordinance once our borough attorney puts that together. I also want to touch a little bit on the COVID situation and the vaccine that's being promoted. If you all listen to Dr. Fauci on the 19th, he explained the efficacy of the vaccine being at 95%, and the only other vaccine that even comes close to that is the measles vaccine at 98%. So this is a huge leap forward. One of the reasons that we've been able to do it quicker is because of the advancements, scientific advancements. We've been able to detect the genetic sequencing a lot quicker, and the government also funded the production of the vaccine. Usually what happens is the companies wait until after their approval and then start production. But in order to bring this forward a lot sooner, the federal government funded the production of the vaccine even before the approval, which brings it to the public a lot sooner. So it's a safe vaccine. I've heard many people say, well, I'll only take it if Dr. Fauci endorses it, and he does. He does endorse it, and he said he'd be one of the first people to take it if it's offered to him, and I agree with him. I will most assuredly take the vaccine if it's offered to me, because I'm sure it is. If it's approved by the FDA, I'm sure it's a safe vaccine. And I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Please keep it small. I know we're all a little bit dismayed that we can't have our huge family Thanksgiving dinner, but there's always next year, and I could do it up even bigger next year if you want. And that's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Bialy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Mayor. Well, let's start with the seniors. The Senior Center is running on winter hours through February 26th, 2021. The center will be open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There is a mix of in-person, room-only, and hybrid programs available. This is all indicated on the calendar. The calendar is available online at the Senior Center. If anyone would like to attend in-person classes, they are asked to call or email the Senior Center to register in advance. If they'd like to be added to the email list to receive the Zoom links for online classes, they can reach out at 201-405-7731 or seniors@oakland-nj.org. All in-person classes are being held inside the Senior Center in accordance with CDC and Department of Health guidelines. With the Oakland Library, we will be offering a new service to homebound seniors and members of the community with disabilities. Books to Go is a book and media delivery program where we will drop off your rentals right to your house weekly and pick up your returns. Book delivery and returns will be held weekly on Tuesdays by the Senior Center bus. Those interested are asked to call the library at 201-337-3742 to reserve your books. If you don't have a specific book in mind, no problem. The staff at the library will put together book bundles based on your preferences. A flyer is available on the Oakland website. Book Club is returned to the Senior Center. They'll be holding a hybrid format both in Senior Center and on Zoom. Books are now available to reserve at the center, with the first meeting on Wednesday, December 16th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Please call the Senior Center to reserve your space. Books will be available to pick up or be delivered to your home through the Books to Go program. Line dancing start date has been postponed to January 2021. Please keep an eye out in January's newsletter for upcoming start date. The Senior Center now has iPads available to borrow at the center to use for things like games, email, internet searches, telehealth appointments, and video calling with family and friends. They are for use with the center only and available to Senior Center members. For more information or to borrow one, please visit the office. The Senior Center's weekly shopping bus has resumed service and is open to Oakland residents 55 and older. We offer door-to-door transportation to ShopRite weekly and alternate locations within Oakland by appointment. A flyer with more information is available on the Oakland website and at the Senior Center to pick up. They'll be offered a virtual presentation hosted by the Alzheimer's Association on Thursday, December the 3rd. The presentation covers how lifestyle choices may help you keep your brain and body healthy as you age. Join us to learn about research in the areas of diet and nutrition, exercise, cognitivity, activity, and social engagement, and use hand-on tools to help you incorporate these recommendations into a plan for healthy aging. This presentation will be hosted via Zoom. To register, please contact the Senior Center or visit the Oakland website for more information. One more item of note on the Senior Center, and I have to report, sad to report, that a well-known popular person at the Senior Center has passed away, and it happens to be our oldest member, Josephine Berkowitz. She amazed me every year when I came over to wish her a happy birthday, and I was at her 100th 101, 102, and 103 birthday parties. I missed this year, but she was 105 when she passed. And she would always say to me, I'm surprised you remember my name. I mean, when you know somebody that's 104 years old, you remember everything about them. So she was, not only was she a nice person, but she was also a good card player. And she used to take the pennies away from the other seniors in her card playing. Anyway, I wish the family my sympathies and condolences. And we're going to miss Josephine and her antics down at the senior center. DPW, road resurfacing, the 220 road resurfacing project is near completion. All roadways and parking areas on this year's schedule have been milled and resurfaced. The line striping, storm drain, inlet retrofitting, and curb work is also finished, and only a few small items remain. At this time, our DPW superintendent is working with engineers from Boswell on a development of the 221 resurfacing project. Potholes. We recommend that our residents, with the weather changes and becoming colder, the local quarry will quickly limit their production of hot mix asphalt. Now is the time to once again report any known pothole to the Department of Public Works by filling out a service request on the Borough website or by calling the service building directly at 201-337-8103. With the help of our residents, the Department of Public Works has repaired more than 1,800 potholes this year alone. Yard waste, big deal here. We only have 2 weeks left in this year's curbside yard waste pickup program. The last two curbside collection days are scheduled for Monday, December 7th, and Tuesday, December the 8th. Yard waste must be properly bundled or containerized and placed curbside the night before your scheduled collection date. Look ahead. The Department of Public Works will be out collecting discarded Christmas trees, placed curbside throughout the entire month of December. All decorations and lighting must be removed by our residents before pickup. Fire hydrant flushing, with the exception of a few hydrants located in critical areas on county roads, the 2020 flushing program is complete. During this process, more than 550 borough-owned hydrants were flushed, pressure tested, and lubricated. Many minor repairs were needed during the program, while 8 hydrants were found to be beyond their useful life and required complete replacement. At this time, all necessary repairs and replacements have been made, and all hydrants are fully functional. And that's about it on that. And the work at the Yale section of water main and service lines have been replaced. Water service to all Yale residents has been restored. Historical report. As Linda mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, we're down to our last pieces of wood at the stream house. I think it'll only be a couple more days before it's completely gone from view, and you'll have a complete view of the Van Allen house from Franklin Avenue. They're doing very good work. I am stopping and taking as many photos as I can during the process, and it's been somewhat, good feeling, bad feeling. You're so used to the building, so used to what it represented, that it's going to be sad to see it go. But we're going to be meeting with the historical group to discuss what we're going to replace that building with. Hopefully it's a museum and a classroom for the children of Bergen County to discuss the Van Allen House and the Revolutionary War. Just want to bring you up to date on the project, the sidewalk project, which was we voted on tonight for the preliminary work to be done by Boswell. The overall project is intended to include the installation of new public sidewalks on the west side of Rampo Valley Road from Navajo Way to Saratoga Drive. Due to the limited funding we have, the project will be constructed in 2 segments. Segment 1 will be from Navajo Way to Thunderbird Drive, with segment 2 following from Thunderbird to Saratoga. The required topographic and boundary surveys for both segments were performed during preliminary phase of this project, and the proposal and outlines are included in the next phase effort required to produce bid and easement acquisition documents and to manage the construction of the work for segment 1 only. So we're moving forward on that project as well. I just want to wish everybody a very happy and healthy Thanksgiving. I know it's been a bad year, but I do know we all have some things we can be very thankful for, and keep in mind those who have contracted. I watched 60 Minutes on Sunday, and the theory is now that the after effects of the virus can be just as devastating as the effects of virus when you have it. So people are not going back to their normal self. They're going through neurological problems, physical problems, and breathing problems. So let's stay safe for the holidays and make sure we all come out on the other end of this year. And hopefully 2021 brings us a better year for a happier time of life. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. All right, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Michael, you're on.
Okay, if you're a member of the public, please click the raise your hand icon to provide public comment. Thank you. Again, raise your hand icon. It's *9 on your phone. Mayor, I have an individual from a mobile phone with no name. I will unmute.
Hello, my name is Martin Ruback at 45 Academy Circle.
Hello.
Hi.
I'd like to make a statement and then ask a question afterwards to the entire mayor and the entire council and mayor. I've been a sewer user since 1972, one of the first owners in this development. I checked my check register recently to see how much I've been paying through the years for sewer costs. I documented a round figure of $45,000. If you count in what the developer included in the purchase price of my home and for sewer construction and extrapolate the value of 1970, 1980, $90 in terms of the value of today's dollars, my actual costs are close to $100,000. Part of the reason we're in this sewer situation now is the ineptness of this mayor and council and previous mayors and councils allowing the deterioration of the sewer system. For years now, since the 1970s, we've been paying close to twice the costs for sewers than surrounding towns. And all we've ever heard from previous mayors and councils was promises that never were kept, that the entire town would be sewered so the costs could be shared more reasonably. So in light of the above and the $100,000 I've already spent on sewer costs, do you think it's fair that now you are asking me and 234 other sewer users to solely, just us, take on a new sewer mortgage of $5.5 million or $23,400 per sewer user? If the costs were shared by the entire town, my understanding is it would just cost $45 a year for each homeowner. So could you comment on that? And do you think it's fair? I'd appreciate your response. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening.
It's public comment, so thank you. Next.
Okay, again, last call for public comment. Please click the raise your hand icon. Mayor, next up is Rachel Gregory.
Hi, we need your name and number. I mean, your name and address, I'm sorry.
Hi, Rachel Gregory, 2 Kiowa Terrace. I just wanted to say my husband tried to join the Zoom and he entered the Zoom and then he was kicked off the Zoom. I'm not sure why that happened. There's another resident, Charlie Boyle, who tried to enter. He said, wait, because he wasn't familiar with the council meeting process. He couldn't find the raise your hand icon at the beginning. And he was also kicked out of the Zoom. So I think it would be important right now for the council to reiterate and maybe publicize what the rules are of these meetings and why somebody would join the Zoom and they get kicked off the Zoom, because I know they're both very frustrated that that happened. And there's a lot of new people here who are trying to participate in the process, and for them to get kicked off is just not acceptable as far as I'm concerned. Also, in terms of the sewer ordinance that was introduced today, I put in an Oprah request to get an itemized breakdown of what the 5.5 million includes in detail. So I'm looking forward to getting that before this ordinance is voted on December 9th. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael?
Mayor, next up is resident Michael Kozak.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great.
Address. You have to give us your address.
24 Cayuga, Oakland,
Hi.
New Jersey, 07436. I'm a sewer resident, and we've been talking amongst us as you know, and I'm just trying to understand this proposal, and I have not had a lot of time to look at it deeply as I've been away. But if a resident is on septic and is on a street where the main sewer pipes are running, would they not be allowed to tie into the pipe in the event they have a major issue with their septic system? In a similar way, some residents in the Cayuga section in the past have had bad septics and were considered and allowed to tie in. Would this be allowed? And if no, why not? So we can get some economies of scale with this proposal. And the second comment is, based on the current proposal, you're asking 235 current sewer residents to fund the entire cost, including the $421,000 DEP fine, which developed due to the borough. A couple of comments. If the borough and their employees were negligent and caused the fine, the borough should really take on the burden on the annual budget and not look to the 235 users. If the plan moves forward as outlined with 235 residents funding the system, what would be in writing that in the event any other customer taps into the system in the middle or the end of the line, what plan would already be in place which would state what the 235 users who funded the main lines would be reimbursed? And just finally, we need pipe sizing or possibly additional piping next to it if there's an issue with the 6-inch pipe and pumping, which I'm not familiar with. But we need some economies of scale on this thing to hopefully create less of a burden for those users of the sewer system, especially when you have all this massive engineering and plans and digging and everything else. Thank you.
Thank you. If you email me all your questions, somebody will get back to you. Michael?
Again, last call. Please click the raise your hand icon.
Motion to close.
Mayor, I see one more resident, Jay DeMauro.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we have to give your name and your address.
Hi, Jay DeMauro, 35 Massasoit Trail. How are you?
Good.
I just had a question going back to what you brought up earlier about Boswell Engineering and a $45,000 fee for engineering and I guess oversight of the lining of the pipes. I was sort of under the impression that the money that was already approved for that covered that, since the pipes have been looked at over the last decade and have had smoke tests and everything else. I'm not sure what other engineering and review needs to be done for that fee.
If you could email me that, someone will get back to you.
Who should I email it to, Mayor?
Excuse me?
Who should I email it to?
You can email it to me, Mayor Schwager at oakland-nj.org. Or any
Okay, nobody
councilman.
else?
Just so everybody
email
knows,
it to all
if
of
you
them.
want to
Okay.
reach a councilman or myself, you take our last name at oakland-nj.org and you will reach everybody.
Okay, thank you.
So for example, if you wanted to see Councilman Knapp, because I could see it right on top of you on the Zoom screen, it would be Knapp at oakland-nj.org. Bialy at oakland-nj. Did I get that right? At oakland-nj.org. So you just take the councilman's last name at oakland-nj.org.
Well, I've got all that. I was just asking who would be the best person to answer the question.
Just anybody, and then you'll get the answer.
Gotcha.
Okay, Mayor, I see no one further.
Motion to close.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid.
Mayor, can I just drop one more item? It's with the water and sewer. It's the NJEIT. I left that out of my report. It's going to be Monday. The NJEIT financing project. We're required to hold a hearing. The hearing will be held on November 30th, and the advertising has been set. And we also sent the notice to all the sewer utility customers to make them aware of the meeting. It's on the 30th at 7 p.m. That's all. Thank you. Zoom.
And just so everybody knows, and Rachel had brought this up, we've had some technical difficulties. We don't do it purposely. Some of our councilmen had difficulty getting on today. Sometimes with Zoom, people get frozen. It's not done purposely. It is just a product of everybody using computers, technology, the systems out there. Nothing is done on purpose. And with that, Councilman Talamini, bills to be paid.
Bills to be paid, $421,058.07. So moved.
Second.
Did everybody review the bills to be paid list?
Yes, ma'am.
If so, roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Eck.
Yes.
So at this point, because I do get confused, our attorney, what do? We don't adjourn. We're going back into executive session. So how does?
So the announcement will be made is that the governing body is going back into executive session for further discussion of an item. At the conclusion of the executive session, the mayor and council will adjourn. They will take no further action on any public business after the executive session. So at this time, to go back into executive session, we have to drop everybody off that is not a member of the governing body or the professional staff.
And we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and be safe. Everybody stay safe.
Okay, Mayor.